something comes up where you have a positional attachment, meaning something comes up and you're deciding it has to be one way and the other way is unacceptable. I have to win. I can't lose. Okay? Positional attachment. Attached to a position. Attached to a viewpoint. When you find yourself in that experience, the desire that we hope to encourage in you is that you recognize that you're confining yourself to a situation that will very likely result in lack. Because even if the Patriots win, the feeling you have, although it may last for a day or a week or more, the next thing you know, they lose. There it goes, right? This isn't a lasting state. Joy is not a lasting state. Happiness, not a lasting state. Thankfully, neither is suffering. But bliss, what we're calling bliss, is. Because that becomes a state of being where anything you encounter doesn't get judged. It gets experienced in order to facilitate growth. Not even that. It gets experienced because it facilitates growth. Its reason for being is to facilitate your spiritual path. It has no other reason for being. It is a perfect script holder carved out of essence to generate within you the opportunity to make a step further on your spiritual path. That is its sole reason for forming in this lifetime. When you see that and you're conscious of that, the next moment you start to explore that. Not because it's good or bad, but because it is a gift to you in this moment to facilitate your spiritual journey. And once you've gotten past it would be interesting for Tony or Randy to draw a picture of this. This is what we see it as. You're standing on one side of the river, or the canyon even, or both, right? Rivers go in canyons. Woo! So you're on one side. And in that canyon, or that river, is the river of good and bad, the river of judgment, the river that wants to sweep you away with habitual response. But you are on the tightrope. And you're walking that tightrope knowing that each step you have to be so in the concentrated moment to walk this tightrope, to resist the whooshing of the water underneath you, to resist the wind wanting to help the water get you into habitual response, to resist the habit within yourself. But you walk that tightrope that says, there's something here for me, and if I stay with this something, on the other side of this tightrope is bliss, is moving on my spiritual journey. If I get down in the river, whoosh, there goes that opportunity. Who knows where I'll come ashore to give it another try. But if I stay on this tightrope, as narrow and confusing as it can feel at times, when I get to the other side, I've bypassed the old energetic. I've bypassed the habitual response. I've gone over it into something completely different. An exploration of who I am. The exploration of the path I'm on. The commitment to the spiritual journey that I, as a spiritual free agent, have put number one on my list. And the great thing is you get an opportunity to do this in every moment. Oh, I was opening the can and it slipped out of the can opener and it spilled all over the kitchen floor. God, that's awful. How about, wow, well, here's a really good chance for me to clean the kitchen floor pretty good. Right? Or, here's an opportunity for me to relive my past lives as a monk cleaning the monastery floor. Here I go. Or maybe just, wow, let's just see what changing gears feels like. See, there's all kinds of ways to explore what occurs. The key is to let yourself out of the path that says on one side of it is bad and one side of it is good, and all situations have to be slotted in someplace. Give up slotting and go into, there's something here for me to learn. I'm going to learn it so that I can make myself cross the tightrope into something completely new. I wish to be in something completely new. And I'm willing to forgo the idea that this is good, which is a fleeting state, and experience something real, which is bliss. Surrendering something that seems to be a goal of your society. I just want to be happy. Surrendering that so that it can take its partner, sadness, with it. Bliss would be what you would call unconditional love, which says, I'm in a love experience with you that's not based on your actions. I'm in a love experience with you that doesn't say whether you're being good or you're being bad. See, it's the same thing we've been talking about. You could call it love instead of bliss. But what we see is that when you get triggered and you're able to just jump over the chasm of good and bad into exploration of how that moves you on your spiritual path, this is a huge, huge opportunity for each of you that's open to you right now. And when you let yourself get caught in the river of good and bad, you're aligning yourself with lack. And that alignment, we think, will kind of shock your system a little bit, because none of you want to be in lack. You know that.
Well, are fear and guilt similar processes?
You want to tackle all three at the same time?
It looks like fear and guilt are similar or have similar mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow.
Well, they're all based in the idea of what's going on isn't okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are based in that. Guilt is usually about something that happened in the past. So what happened in the past isn't okay. Fear, a lot of times, is fear of change. So what's going to happen isn't okay. Lack is what's happening isn't okay. That's one way to look at it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's real cool.
Well, this process will like smooth all that out at the same time, right? More or less?
It will help. Yeah. You can use it for all three.
Yeah.
But it really is whatever terminology you want to put on it. We just hear this cry from each of you that says, I don't have enough money. So we hooked into the lack one really deeply tonight. But really it's whatever's going on in the moment that you're arguing with is generating low vibrational choices and high vibrational choices. So which choice are you going to make? No one can tell you what to do, and no one can even cajole you into it anymore. You're a spiritual free agent. There's no obligation, no contracts, no deals. You make the choice. Which one is it?